Older fans may have known him as Master Fuji. Younger fans may have known him as Mr. Fuji. Gorilla Monsoon fans may have known him as Fuge the Stooge. But he was born Harry Fujiwara. He was a master in this game. Whether using his brain or his cane, guaranteed championships and was a true legend. Party people, raise a glass for Master Fuji. People in the place to be, what's going on? It's me. Yeah, I'm wearing it again. We're getting close to football season, party people. I'm wearing it again. This is Sports Update. You saw that. There's news happening with the 49ers organization. Colin Kaepernick news happening with the 49ers organization. Not the Colin Kaepernick news I want to hear, which is that we're finally releasing his overrated sorry fucking ass. But no, that's not the news. The news is coming from the fact that he doesn't want to stand up during the national anthem. Goddamn commie hippie. This comes to us via Yahoo Sports. Criticism of Colin Kaepernick's national anthem protest begins. Yeah. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick knew that not standing for the national anthem would draw some criticism. A couple of, supposed to be of, that's the first mistake. Who wrote this? That would be Frank Schwab. Frank, go hit your English teacher. A couple of former NFL quarterbacks weighed in. TJ Yates, formerly of the Houston Texans and currently a free agent, retweeted a criticism of Kaepernick not standing for the national anthem in Friday night's preseason game against the Green Bay Packers, and followed it up with this tweet of his own, which doesn't show for some reason. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to click it. Miami Dolphins running back Arian Foster, a former teammate of Yates with the Texans, argued with Yates on Twitter, saying it was Kaepernick's right to protest, and it is. Here's part of the conversation. I don't care. Jeff Garcia, a former 49ers Pro Bowl quarterback, didn't seem to like Kaepernick's protest. Fine, whatever. Longtime quarterback Matt Hasselbeck, yada, yada, yada. Can we get to why he's protesting? Kaepernick said he didn't stand during the national anthem as a protest against civil rights, civil unrest. That's a drinker down on my part. As a protest against civil unrest across the country. I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color, Kaepernick told NFL Network's Steve Wyke that after the game against Green Bay. Dan, not gonna try to pronounce your name, of ESPN said Kaepernick has chosen to not stand during the anthem in each of the 49ers preseason games. The NFL said that players are encouraged but not required to stand during the anthem. The 49ers put out a statement of their own. The national anthem is and always will be a special part of the pregame ceremony. The team said it is an opportunity to honor our country and reflect on the great liberties we are afforded as its citizens. In respecting such American principles as freedom of religion and freedom of expression, we recognize the right of an individual to choose and participate or not in our celebration of the national anthem. It's a story that's going to draw yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. So basically he's taking a Black Lives Matter kind of protest here, but not as overt and not disrupting shit. He's just not standing for the national anthem. So the fuck what? So what? Here's the thing, and I know what you're going to say. You thought I was going to bury him into the ground. I'll bury Colin Kaepernick into the ground for shit that he deserves to be buried into the ground for. He's a whatever fucking quarterback. He doesn't know how to read a fucking defense. He's a hot dog behind the fucking line. He doesn't know how to stay in the fucking pocket. He doesn't know how to pass 5 yards. He doesn't know how to fucking do a fucking sweep or a toss over to the fucking side. He's a terrible clock manager. He's an average at best quarterback, and at worst he's fucking shitty. And let's not even get into the shady ass shit he and some other players got into in some hotel, what was it, a year or two ago, that almost got his ass locked up. That was shady as fuck. On everybody's part, including hers. That was shady as fuck for everybody. He doesn't have to stand for the national anthem. He doesn't. And here's why. And by the way, I've gotten into some conversation with some people before. One of my former neighbors, she was a vet. And we had a conversation one night over some drinks and stuff about the flag and what it represents, because some people were burning flags at that point, and she was very upset about it and all that other stuff. My point of view of it is, it's cloth. Oh, but it's what the flag represents. That still stands. Part of what that flag represents is the right to burn it, or step on it, or trample it, or disrespect it, or whatever. That's part of what that stands for. Sorry. I don't care what all the Toby Keith songs and shit have told you, and the fucking military is indoctrinated in you and all that other shit, but that's part of the rights. And he's not even going that far. He's just not standing for a song that I think we stole from Britain, if I'm not mistaken. Like, look, it's one of the songs that are played before games, either the national anthem or America the Beautiful, we stole from Britain. Like, it was God Save the Queen. I can't fucking remember which one. I'll put it up. But so what? So what? So what? So what? He's not attacking the president. He's not infringing on your right to vote. He's not, duct taping your mouth when you're trying to speak and shutting down your freedom of speech or whatever. He's not trying to take away your guns. Like, who cares? He's just not standing for a national anthem because he has a point to prove about Black Lives Matter. Now, whether you're about the racial injustices and the tension that's going on in this country, now whether you agree with him or you don't, and I don't completely agree with him, guess what? That's his right to fucking do that. That's his right to say something about it, and this is his way of saying something about it. Fine. Who cares? The people who get all up in arms when somebody burns a flag, it's just a piece of cloth. When it drops on the fucking ground, the military burns it anyway. Like, who gives a fuck? It's a piece of cloth. It really is just a piece. If you get so wound up in the fucking symbolism of that fucking cloth, you're missing the point of the fucking. You're missing the point of what it's supposed to represent. It represents this. Well, if you keep getting caught up in that shit, you're missing the fucking point of what it actually represents. Freedom, freedom, fucking freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And not standing for the national anthem isn't hurting anybody else. Sorry. You may think it's disrespectful. So is this. Who the fuck cares? So is wearing a hat indoors to some people. So is drinking to some people. Who the fuck cares? Hell, I had people get offended by me not being fucking tall enough. Who the fuck cares what you're offended by? By the way, your right to be offended is also wrapped up in the rights of people to offend. Because as long as they're not physically attacking you, who gives one flying rat's ass? He can do whatever he wants. Or not. And it's not an NFL regulation, which is fucking interesting because they fucking require people to sit there for interviews they don't want to do. But you don't have to stand up for the national anthem. Okay, they damn near bulldoze motherfuckers into wearing pink, whether or not they agree with where that money goes in October. And although recently I've seen some more players not doing it, probably because they know where that money goes. Fine, good for them. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck as a 49ers fan. I don't give a fuck as a football fan. You know what I give a fuck about? Especially with all the other real fucking controversies that are encased in fucking football, including one that Colin Kaepernick was involved in. I don't give a fuck, number one, about him not standing for a fucking national anthem. I give a fuck about him not standing in the fucking pocket for 3 goddamn seconds. I give a fuck about him not being able to follow through on his fucking pass that's 3 yards when we only need 2 to move the fucking chains. I give a fuck about him not taking a knee when he fucking needs to. That's what I give a fuck about. I give a fuck about his play on the field. I don't give a fuck less if he wants to sit down or not. I think he's a fucking idiot. Not for not standing up. I think he's a fucking idiot because of the shit he does on the field. I think he's a fucking idiot because of that incident, I think it was in Miami. Like, that was a fucking stupid thing to do. I think he was a fucking idiot for getting into a Twitter war with somebody who was fucking right. I think he's a dummy. I don't think he, well, not necessarily a dummy. Yeah, a fucking dummy. I think he's a dummy. And I also think he doesn't have the quarterback IQ, which is 2 completely different things. I don't think he's a smart guy. But he has every right to not stand during a national anthem if he doesn't fucking want to. Every right. Sorry, not sorry. That doesn't make me un-American. As a matter of fact, it makes me more American than those of you who would get mad at me for saying he has a right. Saying he has a right to not stand during the national anthem, because that really is as American as it gets. The freedom to do or not do whatever it is you want to, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. And I don't see this harming anybody else. It's disrespecting the soldiers. No, he's not. You know what's more disrespectful to soldiers? Sending them out into an unwinnable war for 20 fucking years. You know what's more, in a country that had nothing to do with us getting attacked by people that we set up in power and gave weapons to in the first fucking place. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful as fuck. Flying on an aircraft with mission accomplished behind you. That's disrespectful as fuck. Setting up for the very next war after you start wrapping up this one. That's disrespectful as fuck. Starting to get the fires burning for us to start fighting Russia. That's disrespectful. After we've spent the last 15, 16 years in Afghanistan and Iraq. That's disrespectful. And North Korea. That's disrespectful. Gearing us for a war with them. That's disrespectful. Walter Reed hospital scandal. That's disrespectful. I live in Long Beach. You know how many homeless veterans I fucking see every day? That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Him not standing for the national anthem is far less significant than any of that shit. And if you don't think so, re-examine your fucking perspective. Hopefully this is the last goddamn time I have to defend Colin Kaepernick on anything, because God knows, as soon as I saw the story and I knew I was going to have to defend him, I started see, it's coming up. Don't make me do that again. Party people, tell me what you think down. By the way, this is disrespectful what I'm about to do right now. You ready for it? It's disrespectful. Down there in the comments section. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you a vet? Or are you not a vet? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I'm a registered independent. I'm not loyal to either of the big two. I fucking think for myself. I hope you do too. And by the way, if you think for yourself and you're on the right or on the left, do me a favor. Let me know down there in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about this. Here's the thing about my channel. I don't shoo away comments. I don't delete comments. Now, some comments get deleted on their own because it's YouTube spam filter. That I try to get to them as soon as possible and know that they're not spam. I try not. As soon as I see a notification, you know, you can't always get to it on your phone. I don't delete anything. So if you want to have it out with me in the comment section, feel fucking free. I'd love to engage. I'd love to engage because I can be civil, I can get downright nasty, I can get stupid, I can get silly with it, and it's just internet chatter to me. What is it to you? Comment down there in the comment section, let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Hit those links in the description. Grab yourself some 2 drink minimum swag on the way out. What kind of football fan are you anyway? Who's your favorite team? Let me know what you think about that. Let me know your thoughts on my thoughts on Colin Kaepernick and his average at best ass, and why the 49ers should make salary cap space and shelve his fucking ass, ship him off to Cleveland or bumfuck Indiana or wherever the fuck he's gonna go to. Jesus Christ, just get him out of this crimson and gold, please, please. Not for this, but for the shit he does on the field. All right? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Comment down there below. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Party people. That, unlike Colin Kaepernick's fucking clock management, ain't bad. Boom. Boom.
Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.